Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and variation of humans in between, and welcome to the driver, and most importantly, team reveal for Season 8. Now, this is without doubt the first season we will be having utilising the new EA Sports Codemasters F1 2022 game, or F1 22 as they now decide to call it, and we don't have any sound, so let me just pause the game and we'll get there's some sound, and there's a lovely Haas of purple sector. But anyway, it's the first time we've experienced the game in race trim for the charity nights this week. We know the unforgiving nature of the cars, the joys of the curbs, and in particular the sausage curbs, which can catch you out should you end up getting your wooden skid plank on them. That is all I am going to say for that. Now, in the land of ground effect, the cars will require careful handling, and indeed a very balanced car, ultimately, as part of that. Now, Season 8 takes MRC on our globe-trotting journeys. Post the world of COVID restrictions, no threat of a wild Greta Thunberg skiving school and appearing to tell us off for our business jets and private fleet of limousines to the circuit every week. Ah, no, that might just be me. If you want to ride, just holler, there you go. We will have Austria, week commencing the July 18th, that is of course next week, through to Japan, week commencing October the 10th. Now in between we'll visit the country very used to hosting invasions, that is France. To the slow and tight, twisty-natured Hungarians, through to the millionaires' yachts of Abu Dhabi, before heading deep down under to Kangaroo, an outback dangerous men called Mick Country in Australia. Now remember, both Australia and Abu Dhabi are on the new layouts, which will be fun. Now then, rounding it off in the chocolate capital of Europe at Belgium, make sure you get your lips and tongue round a creme de chocolat. Now, we then have a bank holiday break where we'll have a non-championship race at the end of August before the second half of the season does indeed continue. Now, we will have a visit to a sauna in Amsterdam, purely for relaxation purposes. Obviously takes us to Holland, that's where Monster will be. We'll have home of the, ultimately Holland, home of the Orange Army and the many, many slight Space Cadetish Dutch fans. Through to the speed of Monza with the Tifosi screaming for red blood to flow and their darling Ferraris to take this top spot. Now, just a note of caution for those Ferrari drivers. Don't ask for any front wings. I used up the full 2022 supply last night. That's all I'm going to say. But Notto's not happy. I'm being fired. We then come back to Catalonia in Spain for a little saunter around the Barcelona track and then really get our glow sticks out for the popping of the MRC Virginity Cherry in Miami. That's it, boys. Get ready to party with the Miami girls. Even Oscar is barking at happiness there, boys and other big creatures. Now, when you're in Miami, why don't you go and hold a 12-foot python? Feel the weight and girth and take it like a man, as Ryan once went to. We then conclude our season in the Far East, starting with a sweatbox that is cream of some young man in Singapore. That soup is a favourite of our glorious leader, but apparently it got round my tongue last time, so who knows what is in store for me this time. We then hit the Lucky 8 and finish at Suzuka, home of Honda, and home of the Japanese fanatics who create hats that have F1 cars on them. It is truly a spectacle to see. Now, in the space of 13 glorious weeks, we go from the mountain cowbell dinging in Austria, to the killer spiders and joeys in Australia, to the muffin exploration in Holland, to the land of the free in the USA, to the Japanese mountains and bullet trains. But the only speed vehicles we need are these 22 cars. Now in F1 22 we're going to see lots of Lucas on Degrassi, plenty of Timo blocks, and will we see Aston Martin be best of the resta in Season 8. Coming back to the matters in hand, and again Ryan, that isn't the 12-foot python in your hand, we will reveal who is driving for what team in each tier tonight. Will you be the one dancing with Nicholas Latifi as your driver coach in the Williams? A team known for their absolutely detestable cockpit design and a love of Willie Nelson? Or will you be in the French baton thing, which basically bows down to anyone? Or indeed in the might of the Oracle Red Bull Racing Red Bull Powertrains RBPT Championship leading car? Or in the beautiful Alpha combination of Alpha Tauri or Alfa Romeo? Now, I know East 17. He wants to stay another day, but he loves anything Alfa Romeo. In fact, he whispered seductively in my ear he wanted it again. Well, I can tell you, East 17, that is not a service that I offer. That's after MRC. Keep telling you. But before I introduce my trusted colleagues, what slogan do you get when you combine Star Wars and F1? And may the downforce be with you. And joining me for the reveal and the splitting up of the announcements are two special marks. One is Official Lion, nicknamed Shiwang, and the other can only be Helmut Hodgson, whose love affair with the Silver Arrows. And will that continue, or has he actually decided to pick a decent car? Mark and Mark, how are we?
Good evening, Gabby!
Hello!
Oh, mate,
Hey!
We're here!
We're here! We're back! We are indeed back!
We're back after a 6-minute intro!
Yes! It could have been longer. Well warned, exactly. That was it. I mean, to be fair, the ladies and the gentlemen out there are absolutely going for it. So there we are. Apparently, Bergen says I've got no mirror on my car. No, I don't. There we go. Mr. Hills, our glorious leader, who likes the cream of some young man, is saying he's gutted. It's the first draw he hasn't been part of. Well, Martin, you are here in spirit for us. There we go. Well. Excited, boys?
Yeah, big time. Very excited. This is the first one I've kind of been a part of the last one, but yeah, properly a part now. I'm really excited for this to be a part of it.
Always exciting to start a new season, especially on a new game.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And to be fair, even just watching the guys go round on track. Oh, there's our first Floppy. Your nickname's still there. He's beached himself in the Red Bull Oracle, Red Bull Powertrains RBPT. So there's the first thing. You may need to reset to track. But yeah, new game, new drivers, new circuits.
Oh, it's been disqualified.
Oh no, that's. Oh
yeah. Sometimes you just need to reset to track. It's not normally allowed, but if you do get beached a bit like that, it is allowed.
In a practice session.
Exactly. There's that car you love, Mark. It's out on stream at the moment with a cock of fire. Anything you boys want to say before we kick off? I mean, apparently, as much as I would love to just talk to you for the next 44 minutes, apparently some people are tuning in to see what drivers and teams they may be racing for.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see tonight. Obviously, there's one or two people of the admins and the championship winners. The champions, they'll get kind of the choice of the team as one of the perks that they've always had and some have always run. And I'm interested to look through this, and I was kind of having a look and see if those guys have kind of picked the car that they potentially could be driving, and potentially those who have stumbled into it if the draw comes out in their favour, what people have chosen, and if they get the if the computer comes out in their favour and see what they if they suddenly go, oh hang on, I'm in this car now.
There we go. I do like these stumbling. I just imagined Ryan stumbling into the Amsterdam sauna with his 12-foot python at that point. But anyway.
Well, that was last time I got around his house.
Exactly. Right, will we kick off?
Yeah.
Right, and we are going to start, ladies, gentlemen, Bigfoots and other things that are in the Austrian mountains, cows with bells. We are going to start with the tier of the number 3. That is the third tier, racing at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday evening. Sorry, 7 p.m. on a Wednesday evening. So we will start with the Alfa Romeo team. Now, the computer has drawn two particular drivers out of this. One of them is a man. A man of a man, that is Charlie Manning. And he is going to be joined this season by a baby of a man. That's right, Simon is Baby Hornet. He is going to be racing for the Alfa Romeos. Now, I think he raced for an Alfa Romeo last night in the charity race. So there you have it.
Yeah, but both Hornets did.
Yeah, exactly. Well, both Hornets. There we go. Well, man and baby man are together in Alfa Romeo for tier 3 in Alfa.
Lovely. And then, which team have we got next? It is
Alpha.
The other Alphas. It is the Alpha Tauri, the white and dark blue bulls, joined by, we will have a new pairing, new leagues, new tiers for these two. We have got Well, my two partners in crime this evening, we have got the Fishy Lion, we have got the Banshee himself, mythical creatures galore in the Alpha Towery Bulls.
There we go. That is going to be fun. Actually. Yeah, that's it's going to be interesting.
I'm definitely looking forward to this one.
Well, what was I've got to ask you, Mark. What happened with did you and Christian and Helmet have a little conversation?
Yeah, I don't think they were too happy with me after only scoring 9 points last season.
Sorry, I got fired from Ferrari, so you've done better than I have.
Well, that's because you used all the wings up last time.
Yes, I know. So good, the two alphas have been announced. That brings us on to the next, which is Alpine.
Ooh, the Alpines. So here we have one of our new guys who unfortunately has been disqualified from the session. It's Purple Sector. And he is joined by a returning driver from a couple of seasons ago, I believe. That will be Smith96.
Ooh, yes. That'll be interesting. I'm so tempted now to call him Purple Bricks. or because his surname is Preening. He could be the preening peacock of Purple Bricks. There we go. Harry, good to see Harry back. That's always a good thing. He was in a Ferrari last time because I remember commentating on him because he was Harry in a Ferrari.
Yeah, he was one of my first teammates as well when I entered the league back in season 2, I do believe it was. So yeah, good driver. Now it's good to have him back. To be fair, I think he reserved as well in the last season.
He did.
So yeah, he's definitely still got his pace there, and it's good to have him back.
It did indeed. Which brings us on to the Jordans racing. Forcing. No, they're called an Aston Martin these days. And we have two drivers who haven't raced together. Although one of them has got a PSN name which I don't think I should describe, given certain media news reports and trials that are going on. But Steve Germain. It actually is German, it's not me putting my accent on. Kaiser Soze is the first driver, but he is going to be joined by a man who came up from Tier 4 a couple of seasons ago with his love of Red Bull. But the Dutch fans are going to be green with envy because Melvin is in the Aston Martin.
Yeah, Mini Max Verstappen?
Mini Max.
It's our Mini Max.
Yep, Mini Max has gone to Aston Martin. Why would you go to Aston Martin? Why? But anyway, that brings us on to the LaFerrari of the Ferrari.
Yeah, the prancing horses this season have got, I think, a really good pairing, and people that we know to the league for quite a while now. We have got the one and only Avinash Hanuman, joined by the Karen, the King Kong, Cocker, King Kong, everything you want to be called. It is, of course, the assistant steward. Of course, it is Connor Hardy.
Yeah. So there we go. Connor will be a happy man going to the red of the Ferraris. He'll be a happy bunny.
Yeah, that seems quite a scary pairing to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Craig Bakeel loves your Purple Bricks reference, by the way.
Hey, there we go. Purple Bricks. That's your new name. Prancing Peacock, Purple Bricks. There you go. All the P's. All the P's. Talking of Ferraris, the next one is a Ferrari engines team who are, well, amazing. Or has-mazing.
Oh, nice pun there.
No.
So in there we have another driver who's returned that was with us in, I believe, season 6, known as Jesse. That would be Jam. And a driver that joined us last season and has reserved a few times. It's Jenskit.
Ah, there we go. See, every time
they were friends as well.
See, I just look at Jesse and Jam and not just think of Jam, but I almost just want to say that your new nickname is Aunt Bess's. Because there is no better Yorkshire puddings than Aunt Bess's.
There isn't really.
Yeah, and I could imagine Haas in the Yorkshire. I'm going to drive my Haas.
Well, drive Haas. Don't move. Go past Combine, lad.
That's it. Go past Combine in the Haas. There we go.
Aye.
Exactly.
That's my backyard. That is
exactly. Well, there you go. Exactly. Brings us nicely on talking of.
It's the motherland.
It's the motherland. Exactly. Talking of those that we've got on stream at the moment, the mighty Papaya McLarens. We have a pairing that again is new, but a pairing which one half of I'm very familiar with for sharing an Alpine seat with me in Tier 4. That is, of course, Rob Smith. He is going to be dressed in Sunny Delight Orange for Season 8. And a man who last night and on Monday decided that he wanted to be in the Hasses, but quickly went off that idea. Biffy Dan is in the McLaren. So that's going to be a good, strong pair. I think Rob did really well last season, and Biffy coming on strong this season, so that's going to be a good pairing.
Oh, that's definitely quite a good pairing, is that one?
Definitely. Next is the Mercedes-powered Mercedes-AMG Mercedes.
It is. And, of course, for a championship-winning car, you'd have to have a championship winner, of course. It's only right that we have Jay Kane, otherwise known as the DAC Convertible, in the Mercedes, and also joined by one of our newest members to MRC, and that is Tom Cotton, otherwise known as Shadow Lancer 29.
Right,
so that's an interesting one, because Shadow's shown really good pace in some of the practice sessions he's been in, so looking forward to that. See what he can do in the league.
All of a sudden, all I've got in my head is Doc Cotton from EastEnders.
Yeah.
And Anthony Cotton from Coronation Street. Now, the combination of those two, one being an extremely old woman in a laundrette, and the other one being a slightly camp, loving of 12-foot pythons, that is an interesting combination. But all I've got to say is that convertible. What on earth have you decided to choose? Why a Mercedes? Have you no originality? That is all I'm going to say. Talking of champions. The Drivers' Championship winning team from last year, the Red Bulls. Who do we have in the Red Bulls?
Ooh, the Red Bulls, the team that I seem to have been kicked out of. We have... Oh, I hear a buzz in here. We have a Wasp.
Ooh.
It's Lewis, Mindful Wasp.
Oh.
And he is joined by none other than the Challenger champion from MRCX. It's Energy Dan.
So wait a minute here.
Strong.
That is very strong.
That's really strong.
So what we have is an SFR ED and a RBRRBPT. There you go.
With a buzzing noise to go with.
With a buzzing noise, yeah. That's the engine.
Yes.
There we go, that's the engine. And finally in the Tier 3 category, we can only have, two drivers in a car which is just frankly shocking, but is loved by Chris Bailey, because he loves all things Willies. And of course that is Williams. And we have a man who's called Frank, who is nicknamed Knight Rider, or the very poor 2022 spin-off, Ghost Rider, FRC. Now, I believe he's French. Please close your ears, because, the French and me don't get on. And we have the Finnish Tommy Mäkinen. That is back Mazo in the Williams. Oh, and one of the Williams has just spun coming out of turn one. Chris Bailey, hang your head in shame, son. You've embarrassed yourself. But yes, back Mazo and Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider new to the league, and back Mazo had really good pace in Tier 4 a couple of seasons back. We learned his Tier 3 last season, so he'll be good. That's going to be a nice strong lineup in Tier 3. Good, lots of championship contenders there.
Yeah, there is. That's you sometimes get an idea of who's going to be a strong pairing, who's going to, think that, okay, constructors for this. There's a few teams in there you kind of look at thinking, okay, there's some very, very consistent drivers, consistent top 10, consistent top 5 drivers in that, and that could be, wide open, I think.
Yeah,
I really can't call Tier 3 this season.
No, I mean, you could easily say there's half, if not more than half the field could... I'll be honest, I think we could see at any point 8 or 9, 10 different winners That's how close it is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting one for sure. So that rounds out Tier 3. That is Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on this channel, live and exclusivity. Which brings us on to the Simba Computers next tier. And we don't move from a Wednesday, we've jumped in our TARDIS and we have come to Mondays. And of course that means Mondays have two choices. Two for Tuesdays perhaps, but definitely Tier 2 on a Monday, 7 p.m. Tier 2 on a Monday. And we start again, back up at the A's. That is the Alfa Romeo team.
Yes, we have. I do believe this. The first driver has actually been with Alfa Romeo in the past, and he's returning there. It is the man of numerous nicknames. It is Morgan Stubbs of Stoob. And he will be partnered by the Encyclopedia, the MRC Encyclopedia, as he likes to be called, and he's had a few self-titled names, which we will not go into, because they are being changed. And it is, of course, there's only one person we can talk of, and it is Carl Edens, otherwise known as Bit.
Yeah. So, interesting that he's in an Alfa Romeo. I'm not going to say any more than that. And obviously Morgan returns to his home of Switzerland.
Tax reasons.
Tax reasons, of course, yes, and gold watch reasons. Yes. So exactly, but no, good strong lineup. Carl's first time in Tier 2 as well, after the Tier 3 second last season. Alpha Tauri.
Yeah, the team that we are in this season.
Are they going to impress us in Tier 2? That's the question.
Possibly. The first one on the lineup is a driver who's just come back down from Tier 1. Sometimes affectionately known as the Hosepipe. It is Sander Hoseman.
So he's lots of water pumping out of him. I remember that line a few times ago.
Yes.
And he will be joined by a driver who was with us, I believe, most of last season. It's Derry Phillips.
Derry Girls! The whole thing is, every time I think I'd see him on track, I just think of Derry Girls. So he's got to pick a character from Derry Girls, and it's not allowed to be a male. So there's your task for your nickname for this season. Now, I've tried to get away from this team, but I'm resorted to having to tell you about the team from France that needed to change their name from Renault to Alpine because they didn't win anything as Renault and they were an embarrassment for the French car company. However, the excitement is there is a man, a blue man, one that comes out of lamps when you rub them. Ryan, stop rubbing the 12-foot python too much.
Chris Bailey, stop with your deposits.
Yes, exactly. Chris Bailey, stop with the willy gags. But Rob is back in MRC after a season's hiatus. He has returned and he's just done a wiggle. That's how excited he is. He got the rear out. Wiggle, wiggle. So Genie is back and he's French calamity.
He's actually in an Alpine as well tonight.
He is. We've got him on stream. I mean, he's doing a wiggle and a little bounce. And right, you can calm yourself down, Rob. Calm yourself. He's going to be joined by not a female, but he's joined by he's doing donuts. Yes, I'm taking him off stream. You're no longer there.
Cut the camera.
Yes, cut the camera.
Showboating.
Exactly. He's not a female. He is a male. Seb Male has moved from Ferrari to France. God help you, mate. Right, Aston Martin.
Yeah, you moved on that one quickly.
Yep.
We've got in the Astons, we have got, I do believe he's French. I do believe. And he is a man with many F's. It is Frank Frenet, we'll pronounce it in French words, otherwise known as Vans Racing, and he is joined by Mr. Alex Edric. The season come down from Tier 1.
That could be a nice strong pairing.
Well, I've heard there's lots of Aston Martins in Qatar these days. Apparently they have some money. So, yeah, exactly.
We should share it.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's exactly it. But yeah, good strong pair in there. That'll be good to see. Now, that brings us on to the Scuderia, who we are on board with right now.
Mr. Rambo's favourite car.
Yeah.
He even has red car in his name.
So
he's honestly going to be chewing his fingernails if you announce his name right now. He is going to go ballistic with you.
Can I not just make
if you pronounce his name?
Can I just
so
make
the first driver going there is last season's Tier 3 champion. It's Calvin Mack.
Oh, it's
affectionately known as Colin's got a trophy.
Yep, Colin's got a donkey in his budgie smugglers. He's got a donkey down there.
And the second driver, who will be joining him,
Ryan.
It might be. Nope, we're winding you up. It's Monster.
Ooh, the Ferrari have taken him. What?
Yeah.
After Aston Martin last season. Well, interesting. I do have to draw your attention to our boss man. Frank is Irish. To be fair, I was about to say, to be fair, I thought he was talking about my association of Qatar, but anyway, that's it. Now, after Ferrari, we come to the Haas team. Gunther Steiner's love child with Barbara Streisand. And two drivers, both of whom have, well, affectionate terms in my book. One is a wuss and has no braveness at all. His name is Dare. He likes a truth or dare. He'll never go truth, he'll always go dare. That's why we dared him to touch Ryan's python. But Call Me the Brave is there. And he is joined by a man who loved to go to Stringfellows. I was apparently told he was there every night when they were open. They may still be open, and he might be there right now. But Ben Stringy B, if he's Stringy B 92, that means he was born in 1992. That's fine, he's 20. No, 30. That's fine, he's 30. He's been allowed in there for 12 years. But yeah, the Dare and Ben. Ben Dare. Bend over. Ben Dare. Yeah, close enough. McLaren Mercedes, anyway.
This pairing I know are good friends, off the track as well as on. And these two drivers, I think, are just going to be absolutely over the moon with this. That have just popped out of the computer. It is finally, his name's out. It is Ryan. Ryan Redcar Rambo is in a McLaren again.
Oh.
He loves up a fire.
Where else would he be, really?
I know, yeah. The computer loves him. What can we say? And he is joined by the one and only Cilla Black, which is... Come on, Gav. Come on, where's your cue?
You say it.
Surprise, surprise! Calm down, boys, calm down. I'm getting all excited.
It's Fanning, of course. Thomas Fanning and Ryan in the McLaren next season.
Fanning! Oh, he's gonna love that. I can just actually hear the two of them battering on about life. Which brings us on to the Mercedes.
Ooh, the Mercedes. Is that one mine, I believe?
It is.
Yeah.
So, we have a driver in there that was there last season. I believe he was your teammate, Hodgie.
Ah, yes.
It's the Womax.
Ooh.
He has stayed. I left him in a good spot. You know, give him the tips.
Toto must be really happy with him.
Yeah, good number 2.
But I'm also thinking he's going to be
Canada.
really happy with his newest acquisition. He previously won, I believe in Season 4, the Tier 3 champion with this team. It is none other than the firecock himself, it's Jacob Jones.
Ooh, and he's in a Mercedes. Oh, he spun it on cue! Jay, come on, boy, you're not supposed to spin on cue.
He's so happy to hear it.
Yes,
Yeah.
he went at the infamous turn 7, and there he goes, scampering off to try and remedy himself. Again, he's getting too excited as the boy, but that's a good strong lineup. as well.
I left that car in good condition, and look what he's doing to it.
He's just destroyed it. It's all the bouncing up and down that he does. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Brings us on to Red Bull. Powertrains. And we've got an interesting dynamic here. We've got a man who very much enjoys his movie exploits in Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. More Jurassic World than anything else. Of course, that is Chris Pratt, Dumbest Hornet. So we have a Hollywood superstar in there. So he is in the Red Bull. And joined with him in the Red Bull is a man who we deploy if we need some dams taken care of. Of course, that is Dam Buster himself, Damalek. Damien has arrived. So a good strong pairing.
He must have really impressed Christie, and then he's been promoted.
He has indeed. He's been promoted whilst we've been demoted or fired, as the case may be. And of course, because Chris Bailey says I've got to give the Williams, I've got to be nice to them. Who's in the absolute atrocity that is the Williams this season?
It is. Well, it is the Real Madrid forward. It is Karim Benzema, or Scratch Charisma, as we like to call him, Brendan Dumoulin. Joined by, I believe this one. I'm not going to even mention nationalities because we're getting wrong again. I'm just not even going to go there. But it is Lauren Forted, which is Laupy in the other Williams.
Sorry, wait a minute here. We've got Floppy Loppy and a Willy.
Exactly.
Literally.
I'm the one doing Tier 2 comms, not you.
Tier 2 comms, Floppy Loppy Willy.
I'll do it proud.
Exactly.
You're doing it for the first race, aren't you?
Yes, we are. I mean, look, to be fair, I've got the Williams on stream just now. It is horrific. Look at it. I mean, I could have done better with that cockpit blindfolded and with a spoon. Take that off the stream quickly. So that is Tier 2, folks. Tier 2 has been arrived. Now, we're going to jump back in our TARDIS, not the Doctor's TARDIS this time, but the Master's TARDIS. And are we going to land on Monday at 8:45 or Wednesday 8:45? That is the question. We've landed on Wednesday nights. It is Tier 4, Quattro Tuero, as we'll go with it. And once again, we start with the Alfa Romeo team.
So at the Alfa Romeo team, we have a guy who clearly loves the drag reduction system.
Ooh.
It is Julian June, DRS Julian.
Julian Clary.
And he is joined by someone who likes to play with dead people. It would be Doug Hamilton, the Necromancer.
I'm sorry, but all I've literally just got into my head now, and it's the first time in many seasons since Doug has joined, I've just got necrophiliac in my head.
Oh, fine.
It's taken me about...
all I've got in my head is, it wasn't me, Your Honour.
I did not touch the 12-foot python, Your Honour. It wasn't me in the Florida swamp.
And it was moving.
It was moving, exactly. I left it.
It was.
Yes, exactly. And it wasn't going up the way, Your Honour. Alpha Tauri. Alpha Tauri is as a man who I affectionately renamed and called him Leslie Nielsen for no other reason than I just wanted to call him Leslie Nielsen, and that is Sherwin Andrews and Konnichiwa Beach. So I've no idea why he's got a Japanese hello in a beach, but hey ho, that is life. And he is going to be joined by the newest Dutchman in MRC. That is we call him the Flying Dutchman. He apparently is a fan of Rotterdam, and the only decent thing in Rotterdam is their deep water port, and that is RS Rotterdam. That is, and if that is your name, God help you, son. Alpine.
Yes.
Your favourite, Gav.
To the French. Quickly.
Can I just say, I have to laugh at both of these drivers from the Simba computer. I mean, one of them's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. Well, we have got in the French. We have the pop star, the man who loves a bit of stardom. It is Donny Osmond. which is James Dewey Dunn.
Mm.
And joining him is the baby banshee. Of course, it is Danny Hall, ROC Danny.
So the Simba computer has given Danny, who is arguably MRC's biggest Rangers fan, a car that is blue, red, and white.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really? And also,
you can spin it again if you want.
well, also Donny Osmond
Yeah, it's got pink.
is James is he not French anyway?
Oh, I'm not even going there. Ask Martin.
Right, James
I think he might be.
Well, James Joni, if you're French, tell me about it, because me and you are going to have words. You're going to have to change your nationality. And Danny, after a year in Aston Martin, son, that was the best year of your life ever, because the Greens won. All I'm going to say, the green and whites won. You're back in the blue corner. And now,
Speaking of which, can we go to
Yes,
Aston Martin
we
and
can.
Green now? Before you demoralise the poor fellas.
yes.
So over at Aston Martin, they have retained a driver again.
It's not like them.
No?
No, they seem to have managed it. Really, really surprised by it. They have kept Mr. Luke Shard.
Ooh.
Must have really impressed them last season, because they don't keep people easily.
Unless your surname is Stroll.
Well, yes. And he is joined by someone who I believe was in Tier 3 a couple of seasons ago. Was Tier 4 last season and fairly strong. It's Paulo Costa.
It's Costa Coffee.
It's the Starbucks.
Yeah. Actually, that's it. He's in the Starbucks car. There you go. Happy days. Now,
I'll have a cappuccino, please.
that's it. Come on, Paulo Costa. Get your finger out. Right, Ferrari. Now, the Simba computer this evening is one of many things. It has decided to sprinkle some Italian stallion power to the household of the round people.
I thought they were square.
Yeah.
Ah, well, so be it. The round people of the Zacks and the Axels, and that's not Axel Foley from Beverly Hills Cop, but the Zaccarina, Ballerina, and Axel are together. It is Brothers United in Italy. Brothers we shall fight in the Ferrari. So that was not fixed in the slightest. Right, Haas.
Yes, and we have got a man who's got quite a bit of reputation, shall we say, for hard racing and hard fighting. It is Ayman El Adnani, if I pronounce that right, which otherwise known as 38. And forward, sitting next to him is Adrian Costin, otherwise known as Costin.
He's another Costco. Costa, yeah.
Seem to have a
Costa.
graphics issue with that one, so I'll have to update that afterwards.
It's all good. And the McLarens in Tier 4.
The McLarens we have. Let me just double check the computer. So we have one half of the Tier 4 Dream Team from last season. Was also part of the Dream Team on comms last night. It is Matthew Sullivan. It's KK Matthew.
There we are, Cut Boy George, as I like to call him.
And we all... I'm just hearing something through the grapevine.
Oh
boy.
Stuvine
is staying at McLaren.
Hey, they have decided to keep him. Men Mercedes. I need to take a deep breath. In Mercedes, we have a man whose name, both names, that is his first name and his surname, begin with M. And I can't pronounce it because I've taken many hours today to learn it. Marcin Muzinski. This is Giban. He was in the, I'm sure he was in the Ferrari last season. Really? Or was he in Alfa Romeo?
He's been a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has indeed.
Yeah.
And he's going to be joined by a man who Chris Bailey wishes to partake on more encounters with. This man is a man who has a nation named after himself. He is a man who designed his PSM when he was 9 years old and didn't ever change it. And of course, he can only be stimulated in appropriate manner. He is Jaculation. That is ejaculation or jack off nation. Jackpot 100! Jack is here.
You said that prematurely, didn't you?
Oh, he's gone off a bit early, and he's gone hard into the barriers. There we go. Right, Red Bull.
Yeah, moving on swiftly. We have names, and the nicknames are plenty in the Red Bull RBBTCZC powertrains. We have a returning driver, and good to have him back. He joined a little bit last season. It is the Mr. Oatcakes himself, the Oaty Goodies Fruit. Jack, stay away from him. It is Ollie T in the first Red Bull. And he has joined, and he will be staying in Tier 4 another day. It is Carl Radband, or officially known as Bildy Baldy East 17.
Ah, that's a good strong lineup though for the Red Bulls.
Could be a very strong lineup, especially with the pace that East 17 was showing in the charity event.
Ah, yeah, no, definitely. And finally, the Willy Boys for Tier 4.
Oh, let's see what we've got in the Willy Boys. So, the first man in the Willy Boys, I believe he's a bit rough at the moment, but hopefully he can go back to being smooth. It is Jonathan Cotterill, also known as Johnny Smooth.
If only he'd come out of the pits at this point, we could have shown him.
And the other one, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that name. He's known as Chelsea.
Ah,
Spurs.
there we go. Or
The Arsenal
Spurs.
fan.
Yeah, West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. So Tier 4, ladies and gentlemen, has been announced. Ah, Bergen says smooth, Willy boy. Oh God, no, we don't go in there.
Boy.
Right, taking us to Tier 1, our league on a Monday, 8:45 p.m. Starting with the Alfa Romeos.
We do, and we have a gentleman who has jumped ship this season. He is known as Mr. Ainsley Harriott. He's a little man in a chef's hat. And that would be Mark Ainley. He is in the Alfa Romeo, and he has joined. Shock. Where's the gasps?
Wait a minute.
The former triple champion Jay Sarge has moved. He's been demoted from the Bunsen horses, and he's in the Alfa Romeo.
Wait a minute. Surprise!
I could suddenly hear Kid Dynamite cheering. He's been wanting him out of the red car for a few seasons.
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say Kid Dynamite just went kaboom because he imploded because he went dynamite boom. There we go.
Maybe he did.
It does exactly. And Alpha Tauri for Tier 1.
Alpha Tauri. I've lost my list.
It's alright. Well, do you want me to jump? I can get this in my computer.
Ah, there we
There we go.
It is, first in, is a man who was very, very reliable as a reserve last season. Just proving that if you are reliable, you do get a seat. It is Seppi.
Ooh. Then he was very quick last night and on Monday.
He was.
And he will be joined by the Slayer.
Ooh, that's a good lineup. Good strong lineup in Alpha Tauri. Although, can I just say, SW, that is not how you're going to be named on comms. Your name is Dunkin' Donuts, because your surname sounds like Duncan. So there we go. No, I have to get my harshness ready for the French outfits that we would refer to as Alpine. And in this squad this evening, we are announcing a couple of posh little boys. One is Nick, Ben and Thomas. Nick BT has joined the Alpine group, and he is going to be joined by Rhys Whitecombe, is his name. So Rhys and Nick, welcome to the Alpines. Over Aston Martin.
I will go back down to Yorkshire accent. Right?
Yorkshire.
We'll lower that tone, lad. We've got... Moving on. We have got a recently promoted driver up to the Aston Martin ranks. Who could it be? Who could it be? It is the Foxy Bingo himself. The right J Card is in an Aston this year.
Oh, it's the fan of the Prison Break.
I don't even want to ask.
No, I don't.
That's where the Fox River 8 name comes from.
Maybe it's just a fondness of male presence, but anyway.
You never know what he does for a job.
True.
Oh, where he's moving on. Yeah. We have got our very own Gerhard Berger, because his surname is Borger. It is Hilbert Borger himself, otherwise known as Liverpool.
There we go. That's going to be a good lineup. Dude, looking forward to that lineup. And in the Ferraris, the Italian stallions, the ones that are in deep maroon red, two individuals. Both of them start with the letter A. One of them was my teammate this week, and was a superb teammate. That is, of course, Alex Giuseppe is saviour. He is in the Ferraris, and Alex, sorry, I stole all your front wings for the season, so you've had it. And the second one in the Ferrari hat is a man. It is the Alexander Visor of the Gatian tribe. So it is Saviour and Gatian. There, that's going to be a strong lineup as well. Oh, the two Alpha Tauris just came together in the stream. Boys, calm yourself.
Yes, calm yourself.
Yes, exactly. And it nicely brings me on to the Gunther Steiner love child of the Hasses. Now, this team is going to do well this season. I have a feeling in my waters. I would almost be a bit like the English Channel waters, large down the south of England. One of them is, I mean, I've been there before. It's a lovely place called Poole. And that is Ollie Racing. He's in the Haas. Not a Eurocali Haas, but a proper Haas. And, yeah. Oh, exactly.
That's a shocker.
It's a shocker. And then a man who I can only imagine is from Dutchland, because I'm not even going to pronounce his name. That is G-Star, a famous jeans.
Ben van den Emster, I believe.
That's him, that's him. So yeah, Ben and Ollie are in the Haas. So Ferrari power for Ollie. I don't think Ollie's had a Ferrari power under him before.
I think he was Ferrari
last season.
He was with
so he was. There you go then. On to McLaren.
I believe this is going to be a good lineup. So we have one of last season's title contenders who narrowly missed out at the final race. It is Stefan, also known as LRL. And I think we need a Cilla Black impression here, Gav.
Wait a minute. Surprise, surprise, and welcome to Blind Date, everybody. Where's our Graham? Give me the McLaren.
He's jumped ship. It's Mark Hodgson.
I'm gone. I'm left.
Well, to be fair, I heard you told Toto to Toto off.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
kinda.
Done. Nice papaya McLaren.
Yes.
There you go.
Beautiful looking car.
It is a good looking car.
Exactly. And
drives really nicely as well.
It does, and a strong teammate as well. So yeah, I've just got to hope I've keep up to his expectations, shall we say, and help the constructors.
Yep, Fanning, reset.
Up with the big boys.
Oh, I was going to say Fanning, reset to track. There you go, good boy. That'll be good. That'll be good to see how you get on with that. What about the Mercedes AMG Petronas F1 team?
Ooh, we have got a couple of design gurus, you'd have to say. We have Mr. Ogle. MTO is in the Mercedes this season, and he is joined by the gentleman who did leave for a season or two and came back into the mist and immediately showed his very, very strong pace. It is Chris Atkinson, otherwise known as Camo Ballboy.
Ah, there we go. That's going to be strong. Yeah, there you go. Red Bull.
Ah, the Red Bull. The beautiful car.
We've only got 4 drivers left at this point.
Oh, what happened there?
It's alright. Although, to be fair, I will say one thing. The lineup of both the Red Bulls and the Willy Boys is interesting.
It certainly is. Well, Christian has retained a driver. Shocking after what he did to me, but swiftly moving on. It is Mr. Explosion himself. It's Dean Lawrence.
Ah, Kaboom.
Dynamite. And he will be joined by... I hope he's not the Devil's Child. It's Damiano Ugoni.
The Devil Child. Talking of Devil Children, there's only 2 more seats left, and they are in the Williams, that car which everybody despises for every known reason known to man. And all I can say is it's the BB boys, because there's a blowhole Bailey and a blowhole Bergen. Oh! Chris and Kyle, the blowhole buddies, you're getting it on together, boys, because I'm coming for you in Tier 1. That is Chris Bailey and Kyle Bergen of the Northwest. Cockle picker. Quite actually, to be fair, cockle picking in a Willy. Ah, there you go. Love it. And
cockle picking in a Willy's blowhole.
Well, to be fair, Bailey's nickname's Gusher. There's J-Sarge going, calls the Bailey Bergen Bash. It's not even the Bailey Bergen Bash, it's just, the Cock Boys. There you go. And there we have it, folks. So running through from top to bottom, Tier 1, Alfa Romeo is J-Sarge and Mark Ainley. Alpha Tauri is the Slayer and SW. Alpine is Nick Beattie and Reece Whitcomb. And Aston Martin is the Fox River Bingo and Laura Pell. Ferrari, Saviour and Gatti. And Haas is G-Star and Ollie. Mark and LRL Hamburger German man is in McLaren. Mercedes is Chris and Mike. MTO and Camel Ballboy. Red Bull, Eugenie and Kid Dynamite. Willy Boys is Bailey and Bergen. Tier 2 Alfa Romeo, Morgan and Carl. Alfa Romeo is Hosman and Derry Girls. Rob and Seb Mail round out Alpine. Aston Martin is the Irish Frank, not the French version, and the Qatar version of Alex. Ferrari is Monster and the Donkey Boy Calvin. Haas is the Woosman and Stringy B, and McLaren has a 12-foot Python and Fanning. Mercedes have a Cock of Fire and a Cock of Womax. Red Bull is the Dumbest Hornet and Dam Busters, whilst Williams have Floppy Loppy Willy Boy and Karim Benzema. Tier 3 has in the Alfa Romeo is a baby and a man with the baby Hornet and the man. And Alpha Tauri has Shiwang, Fishy Lion and an out-of-control Banshee who will be banned from everything after this. Alpine has Purple Bricks and Harry, not in a Ferrari but in an Alpine this time. Aston Martin has Kaiser Soze, whose actor is in court at the moment, and Melvin. Ferrari has Avinash and Connor of the Saving the World, both of them. Haas is Aunt Bessie, otherwise known as Jessie, and Jen Scoots, just going to call you Jensen. McLaren is Rob Smith and Boothie. Mercedes have Da Convertible, or Da Champion as he's calling himself, and Dot Cotton. And Red Bull has the Wasp of Ages and the SFR of the Energy Station Dan. And the Williams have Knight Rider and Tommy Mackinnon, the French rally driver. And rounding off Tier 4, we have Necrophiliac Lover, Necromancer, in the Alfa Romeo, with Julian Clary prancing around in that Alpha. We've got in the Alpha Tauri Leslie Nielsen, who is coming up with innuendos aplenty, and Rotterdam, he's gone deep into the port. Alpine has the Frenchman of Donny Osmond and the Rangers fan. Aston Martin is Paulo Costa and Luke Chards. Ferrari have the Brothers Almighty, Zach and Axel. And Haas has 38 and Costco or Costin or Costa Coffee or Cost Expensive. McLaren has the grapevine man that is Stuvine, and the man from Holland who has many different accents depending upon where he is. Just listen to him. He could be Newcastle 1 minute, Liverpool, Wales, Scottish or Dutch. In the Mercedes, we've got a man who comes early. He's gone to the sperm clinic this evening. That's Jaculation and Gibban. And in Red Bull, we've got Otis and East 17. He'll be happy with that, but he did want Alfa Romeo. And then in the Williams, we've got the smooth Willy Boy of Johnny Smooth. And Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, West Ham, QPR, and all those sorts. And of course, Mr. Hill's our glorious leader, who is under the weather at the moment, has said, well done guys, really ripped through that tonight. Well, it did last less than our last one, Martin, I do have to say, after people seen my spare bedroom for most of it. All good. Thank you very much, boys. Well, do you know what? See, considering we thought we might not last the full hour, we've lasted near enough 57 minutes.
Yeah, I think we did quite well with that.
We did quite well with that.
No missing.
No, exactly. And Simba, thank you very much and to yourself and Mike for graphics. I know kind of pulling some stuff together last minute from the Simba computer, so thank you very much for that. We are back streaming on Monday night, 7 o'clock, Tier 2, which will be me and you, Hodgie.
Certainly will. We'll get the season and F1 22 off to a screaming and howling start.
Oh yes, cannot wait for that. Tier 1 is Monday at 8:45, and then on Tier 3 and 4, 7 o'clock and 8:45 respectively on Wednesday for 3 and 4. Remember, the MRC F1 Racing League's YouTube is the only place you're going to see all the live and exclusive action for everything that we do. We've got 291 subscribers. Do like, do subscribe, ding the bell, because if you ding the bell, you'll get everything that we give you. We are coming at you fast and hard. That is all I'm going to say. There we go. Jaculation encouraged me for that one. Practice is nearly over. As you can see, there's a bit of pot. Reese Whitcomb at the top of the timesheets, 105.3. Anything else, boys, we want to cover before we wrap it up? Probably not the best saying after talking about ejaculation.
Probably not.
After you clean up the mess, you mean?
Someone get the cleaners in.
That's monster. I'm just going to clean up the mess.
Yeah.
Jackpot's turned up prematurely again.
But yeah, there we have it.
Looking forward to all this season now. I think we've got a lot of really, really strong pairings out there in all the tiers now. And that's funny enough, I've just decided to head out on track, and I've just been passed by the newly announced McLaren pairing of in Tier 2.
I'm currently sitting on your head.
Ah, thanks.
That's why you've got more downforce.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. We will obviously announce in the Discord all of the various iterations of who's doing commentary, near the time and all of that, but it will be very similar to last season. Obviously some driver changes, means we have to flip things about. Again, our stewards will be back ready for action. We will be popping some announcements out in the Discord in the next couple of days. One related to stewarding from our very own Simba as the head steward, and one from me as head of conduct. We want a clean season. It's a new game. Everybody's still getting used to it. There were some questionable moves over the last few nights in the charity races. Everyone's still getting used to the game, but remember racecraft. Remember these cars are going to act differently and feel differently. So just don't launch yourself into people and we'll all get on fine. Mark, anything lastly from you boys?
I don't think so. I think you've about covered it all.
Yep. So as we go, we're going to go down on a countdown of the final minute of practice. And whilst we're here in the cow-dinging hills of the Austrian mountainside near Spielberg in Austria, beautiful part, we're on board with the McLaren of the mark, a Ferrari that's just appearing there. This McLaren is going to be his home for the next, 13 weeks. Remember, as we go from Austria, we got a random French car probably spinning. That's what's going to happen all this season. But as we come to the end of practice session, anything can happen. Anything is likely to happen. In MRC, pretty much the world could happen. Remember, MRC University is going to be back this season. Took a bit of a break towards the end of last season. By absolute monster votes, more than any UK political party in the general election, everyone wanted the sausage chat back, and we've started with a right good feel of sausages. There are plenty of sausages to test out on this track. And, well, what else can I say apart from join us on Monday at 7 PM for Tier 2, 8:45 on Monday for Tier 1, and then on Wednesday night, Tier 3 starts at 7, and Tier 4 at 8:45. Remember, the only place you're going to see live exclusive MRC action is the MRC YouTube channel. Do get out there, do like every video. We're going to try and just something different this year, or this season. We're going to try and see how many likes we can get on each video as well. So let's keep it going. We've got some videos out there getting above 1,000 views, which is not bad for esports. But there we have it. Mark, thank you very much for this evening. It has been hilarious and informing. And yeah, I can't wait for Monday and Wednesday. But thank you both very much.
Thank you. Thanks for great to be a part of it.
And we will see you all on the grid in Austria in just under a few days' time. So join us back then, Monday 7 o'clock, live and exclusive.
A lot of synchronised spinning going on.
We've got a lot of synchronised spinning. There's a floppy. Oh no, I was going to say that was a Gecky Matthew, not a floppy loppy. Floppy. Oh, what is this? What is this, boys and girls? Right, wait a minute here. I was going to go, but I've now look at this action that we've got here.
So we've got a Fanning, a Monster, a red car, and a Saviour.
Wait a minute, I've got a Saviour who's going into walls. What else? Who else do we have? Wait a minute, Gecky Matthews coming to join the party. There's a Chris Bailey going round in circles. So what he's doing is creating a gentleman's sausage from his flare-outs. We've got a Fanning who's loving life in his Ferrari. Then we've got a Monster who's, well, just disappeared. He's like Bigfoot. Red Car Rambo and his Willy Boy. Monster's been disqualified. But there we have it, folks. This is what happens at the end of a season where they've just been announced as their new drivers. But do join us back in Austria. Back for the hills are alive with the sound of MRC F1 Monday night at 7 PM. Have a lovely rest of your Thursday. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, folks.